2018 Winter Sports Awards Night, sponsored by the Knox Award Club. My name is John Matson. I'm the athletic director here at Knox Mutual High School. Thank you for being with us here tonight. As you know, our student athletes have worked extremely hard during this past winter season. And tonight, we come together with the opportunity and the privilege to recognize and celebrate their accomplishments on the field of play, on the court, on the ice, on the track. But I'd like to start, as always, by quickly recognizing their hard work in the classroom as well, which is obviously even more important. During the past winter season, in terms of our varsity athletes, 52% of our varsity student athletes achieved either high honors or honors during quarter two. That's a great accomplishment, so congratulations. Now, during tonight's program, you can take a look up on the screen there. We're going to have the opportunity, each team will come up on stage, and they're going to present awards, including all-league awards, first team and second team all-league, sportsmanship awards. Those are awards given out by the ACL, or the league that the sport participates in. Give out other certificates, give out plaques, and varsity jackets. So we have a lot of great things to give out tonight. I'd like to welcome the first team up to the stage, and head coach of the girls indoor track team, Coach Lauren Oakley.
That look like? You should all join the track team. First of all, thank you, Joe Matson, for putting this all together and making the season work well. There were a lot of problems where we had no floor for 2 weeks and everyone was going all over the place. So that was crazy. We got that together. Thank you, Michelle Padley. She keeps all of our athletes healthy, and the ones that are hurt, she makes better so they can compete. We'll never be able to thank Michelle enough for all she does. So Michelle. A huge thank you to Bob and the Buildings and Grounds crew. They work effortlessly all the time to keep this place clean, to keep everything neat, to make everything work. So even though they're not here, I always want to show a lot of gratitude to them for what they do. To my assistant coaches, Tom Brenneman, who is here, Joe Novis, and Keith Delcourt. The team would not be successful without them. And Novis was great, John was great. There were only 2 positions. We split it up so that we could have 4 of us working together. And it was great. I want to thank the basketball teams, the wrestling teams, and the drums club. You're going to ask why. But basically, it was very cold this winter, and we had a lot of ice and snow and nowhere to go. So the basketball team will let us run around them while they're practicing. The wrestling team will let us run around them while they're practicing. And the drama club let us run here and jump into pits for a long jump and go up and down the stairs for practice. So thank you very much for those teams. And a big thank you to Christine Howard. We had almost 70 kids. Those are 2 buses full of kids going to Boston. Every Monday, we leave at 2:30 and wouldn't get home until 10:30 or 11. I couldn't do it by myself, so Christine went on the girls' bus and went with them. 8 hours is a long time, so Christine, thank you so much for that. Congratulations to all the winter teams. It was an incredible season for all of us. We were all connected on the marathon. It was unbelievable and so exciting. To see you practice. Great job. Tonight is an honor to all of you, all that you do, and how you represent us. So thank you so much. And now to my favorite ones, the girls' track. Quickly, if you can step up. The seniors that are here: Angela Bornstein, Tara Ellard, Hannah Muse, Monica Nobley, step forward, and the others. Come on, make yourself show, you guys. Then greatness. Wonderful group of girls. And as a team, boys and girls are all together, so I'm just going to say this one about the team. We had an amazing season. You'll see 2-2 on records, ACLs. But actually, this season is the best season Nelson NRHS has ever had. And 14 athletes qualified for divisionals, and then 11 of them continued on to all states. All states is the best in Massachusetts, and we had 11 of them. And honestly, without the coaches and without all of those almost 70 kids working together, we never would have done it. So thanks all the athletes for what they did. Okay, I'm going to do this very quick. Girls, we set two records this season. The girls scored by 8, Tara Ellen, Izzy Nobley, Rachel Pranga, Madison Nobley, and Abigail Farrell put it together, and we made it to all states with that winner. So congratulations to them. She's not here. She started, she's a freshman. I didn't know what she could do. I put her in JV 55 dash. She was the fastest in the whole meet with like 80 kids, so she became varsity. And she tied the school record this year, so can you say? Now we'll go right on to first team all league. And I have to tell you, when you're doing the all league, it was an argument with all the coaches, because every coach wants their kids in. So to earn first, second all league in the ACL is a pretty big deal. First team, step forward, please. Tara Ellen. Okay, now for sportsmanship. Varsity, Tara Eller. And JV, Haley Wilcox. And I have to say for Haley, she came from dancing school, decided what she wanted to do, she came back here. It's very difficult for a dancer to run. A completely different woman. Haley worked so hard, and she was awesome with the whole team, volunteering to do anything and everything for the team. So, Haley, thank you very much. Okay. Now the next two are tough. The Coaches Award. Just to tell you everything she's done. First of all, Tara Ellen was ACL representative for MA student athlete at a breakfast honoring the best athletes of the ACL. It was no question, all the coaches at the meeting wanted Tara. She is just a wonderful, wonderful person. She'd be a great person to play poker because you can't read her face. You know, she steps up to the line, she's like, okay, there you go. And little do you know, Tara's going to beat you. She was basically undefeated in the ACL. She was always first or second in something. She was 5th in Division 4 in the mile, qualifying for all states. And then she was 9th in all states. And she just missed making New England's by just a few seconds. Tara is just an incredible person, an incredible athlete, an incredible student. She's like a daughter to me, and she's really going to miss the Bates has swooped her right up. I can't wait to have her. So Tara Ellen. MVP goes to Madison Nobley. Undefeated all season in ACL, first in the Coaches Invitational Mile, first in Mile of Division 4s, 4th with the All-States, 6th in New England with a new score, gets 5 and 5. So these are, I'm getting teary, not because she's my daughter, but As a coach, I'm very positive. I get so excited for kids, great job, you know, you're doing a great, super performance. As a mom, I'm very critical. It's not a good job. It's kind of in my head. Could have done better. Yeah, okay, nice job. And for 4 years, Matt just had to put up with that. Mom and coach, and she can't say anything because I'm a mom, but I'm also the coach. She can't win. But no, and then someone talking about meets, I would never really recognize Maddie. Everybody else but her. And despite that, she herself has done a commendable job in a very difficult sport. She's competed and succeeded at the highest level there is. And I owe it to her as an athlete and as a mom to say congratulations, you've done a great job. And to all of those, I wish we had done congratulate all of you because they've become incredible group. I took this on, you know, I couldn't do it. It was like, who's going to do it? I did. I was like, oh my gosh, 70 teenagers. What am I going to do? If you ever have a bad day come to track, these kids are unbelievable. Boys and girls team. I really lost a lot of sleep, but I enjoyed every minute of it. Unbelievable group. So thank you. Okay, the boys team. Team is the boys we can recognize them. Now with that alert, Brian Brooks. Trevor Good. Dylan McNeil. Xavier Perez. And Owen Wilcox. That's good to tell you, these guys are crazy. Riding on the bus with them. We did a lot of dancing, we did a lot of singing. It was such a good time. I really had fun. Of course, except for the ones that fell asleep when we got back to high school. It's like, okay, I won't be good. We had a couple of records with these guys too. Owen Wilcox in the 300 school record. We had Owen. In the 4x200, they did an unbelievable job. It was just a 4. Stateside one, who had a concussion for 2 weeks, and still managed to come out in the beginning of the season, and still managed to run extremely well. Dylan McNeil, Owen Wilcox, and Chase, no, I said Chase, Curtis, and Shabbat. Okay, and now, let's see. First team all lead. Brian Brooks. Step forward, Brian. Okay, second team all lead. Matt Cato. All right, sportsmanship. JV, Jack Judd. And varsity, Matt Cagle. Okay, Coaches Award. The Coach Award and MVP, the two are very much alike. Two wonderful gentlemen, extremely successful in what they did, but really teenagers as well. And Mr. Brennan, who's coached for 40 years, he really brought Matt Hager where he is. So Tom's going to introduce him.
I'm not sure if it's necessary to mention the 40 years, but I think awards are always the most difficult thing for coaches because there's so many deserving people. We had an awful lot of wonderful young men and women we got to work with. First, before I pick for the Coaches Award for the men, wonderful young man. You can give him this award based on his athletics. That's, I think, a small part of what he is. I was always impressed with his concern for his teammates. You know, he was the last guy to leave because he wanted to make sure there was help with putting the high jump mats away. Given that I've been around for 40, how many years? Yeah, 38, thanks. You know, he was a little help, you know, lifting heavy stuff like that. And then if you look at his athletic, what he did athletically this season, he was second team all-league at the second in the ACL hurdle event. Then his season really took off. At the divisional state meet, got second and third in the high jump right now. Third in the high jump, and eighth of the hurdles after coming in ranked in those two events well into the 20s. I mean, he was someone you never would have expected to finish that high. High jumper flew 5 inches in one meet, which I don't know that I've ever encountered. I'm giving out Matt Cato.
And our MVP was always first or second in the 300 and over ACL meets, also in the long jump, and the 4x200, second in the ACL championship meet in the 300 with the school record, just missed by a quarter of an inch the school record in the long jump, fourth in the ACL meet in the long jump, first in the 200 and 4x200 in the ACL meet, fourth in Division 4 in the 4x200, eighth in Division 4 in the 300, qualified for that. And he decided, Owen Wilcox decided not to do the 300 at the divisionals, because, the All-State, sorry, because he wanted to be there for his 4x2 teams. And Owen, I've known for quite a while. He's an exceptional athlete in any sport he does. But he was the one, I'm a distance runner. I became the sprint coach. So when I said do something, Owen right away would do it, and I'd say, okay, this is what we're doing. And Owen, they just follow him, and I try to do it as well. Just by example, not words, just by example. Owen would text say, come on you guys. He always helped me carrying stuff out when I needed to, getting all the equipment we needed. It's just every coach wants, like Matt, someone like Owen Wilcox on the team. We are so fortunate to have him. And he and Matt were separated by 2 points for getting the most points for varsities. So Owen Wilcox, has been a pleasure. I can't wait. And Coach Brennan said, all of you guys deserve awards. But up on us, always when you did it. Okay, next up, Abby Weeks is a great new addition to the NRHS faculty and girls hockey. Unfortunately, she's sick, so we'll keep her in. Well, hold on. Okay. Oh, what? Okay. Matt Cato. Okay, so to represent the girls' hockey team, they're also.
My name is Noelle Smith, as Moira said, and I am filling in for Addie. I didn't realize this would be part of my assistant coach duties, so Addie will certainly owe me for this, but she is out sick, and she's very sad that she couldn't be here, especially because I'm sure you guys have been texting her and saying here. First, I'd like to thank John Matson for his never-ending support of our very unique team, our co-op. Nauset, Monomoy, and Cape Cac all came together, and this is what we've got, this amazing group of people. So, John, thank you. Michelle, thank you for everything that you do for all of us. Tony Nanini from Charles Moore, we couldn't have done it without his flexibility and his willingness to work with us. Whenever we needed last-minute ice time, any changes in our schedule, Tony was super accommodating. We really appreciate that. And then finally, the Booster Club. As a co-op, we have some unique needs, and the Booster Club stepped up and helped us out when we needed something, so we really appreciate that support. So thank you to all of those people. This is from Coach Addie, and I apologize, I don't typically like to read things, but it would do her a disservice to not read what she was going to read tonight. So I'm going to read from Coach Addie, okay? So, season thoughts. It was truly an honor to coach the Furies this past season, and I echo that as well. Some of you may not have known that this program is made up of players from 3 different schools. To witness the commitment these players have to the game of hockey to come together and build this program was really special. I really mean it when I say our record does not reflect the growth we experienced this season. This team adapted to 2 new coaches to the team, and who brought in a whole new culture and style of play, and I'm so grateful they bought into it. I'm so excited for next season and all that is ahead for the Furies. So on to awards for this group. First team All-Star, Maura Blute, Monomoy. Maura's a first-team All-Star for the Atlantic Coast League. She exemplifies everything a captain should. Her dedication to the sport on and off the ice is admirable. She is eager to make the switch from forward to defense when injuries in the season demanded it, and we wished we had her back there all along. Great back there. Her constant heart and hard play earned her a first league All-Star team spot. Congratulations. All-Star and MVP award goes to Molly McKenna, also a Monomoy student but a junior. Thank goodness, because we need her next year in net. For anyone who ever came to one of our games and witnessed the magic that was Molly in net, you know what a talented and relentless force she is. On average, Molly saw about 50 shots a game, leaving her with having faced about 900 plus shots this season, which was more than her past 2 seasons combined. She was the backbone of our team this year, and we really are so excited to have her back next year. So Molly is also getting the second team All-Star Award in addition to the MVP award. Congratulations. The Coaches Award and the League Sportsmanship Award goes to a freshman from Monomoy. And Nikki Awalt, if you will step forward. So Nikki is a freshman at Monomoy, and she embodies just about everything that we could ask for in a player. The most fierce opponent to play against despite her size. Nikki plays tough but always clean. And she always shows up with a top-tier attitude. And she supports us as her coaches, and she supports her teammates. Nikki would do just about anything we ask her to do at any time. She is truly the definition of a good sport, and we are really, really excited for what's ahead of Nikki in the sport of hockey. Congratulations. Sportsmanship Award goes to a freshman here at Nauset, Tess Talumas. But Tess, hang on, we gotta listen to this. Tess, this is her first year playing hockey, and she just had a great attitude and was a complete and total workhorse out on the ice. Her energy and commitment was admired even by the top varsity players. She gave everything, every single JV game we had, and always left each shift smiling and asked how she could improve. Her desire to not just better her skills, but truly learn the game was refreshing to the coaches and to the team. Tess, thank you. I'm very happy to have you back. All right, my seniors, will you please step additions. We've got Maura Luke, senior, Monomoy, captain. Jenna Gianfrido, not here. Nauset. Elsa Lalone, also a captain. Nauset. Captain, Nauset. Captain, contact. And Alex Wall. Couldn't be here. Okay. And then finally, thank you to our parents and our fan club. We really appreciate your support and all of our schools. We really appreciate the support from you. And then finally, we have 2 varsity club jackets to give out this year to Mia Caldwell and Brianna Kendrick. And next, we'd like to introduce head varsity boys ice hockey coach Sal Meganaro.
First, obviously, I'd like to thank John and the administration for all the support all year. Thank you very much. It's, hockey's a tough sport and there's a lot to manage in regards to, ice times and just our schedule in general. And John's always here to support us and does a fantastic job. So I'd like to thank him. To Michelle, a huge thank you. Gene, I think we maybe double or triple your overtime rate this year. But, thank you very much for the work. I'd like to thank my coaches, my assistant coaches. Mike Silva's here tonight. Mike does a great job for us. And Mike Battolini and Drew Locke could not be here tonight, but I wanted to give them a shout out and say thank you. It's a big commitment from all of these guys to be here at 5:30 in the morning and to be breaking down film and trying to find some sort of edge or some sort of way to help these guys get better. And I just want to make sure, thank you very much. It still stings. It's only been a couple of weeks. I don't even know if it's been a couple of weeks, but it was a great season. It really was a great season. I mean, coming into the year, weren't 100% sure what to expect. I mean, we're coming off a good year. We're coming off, going to the state tournament for the first time in a while. And we knew we were going to be young, and we really didn't know, what was going to come walking through that door when tryouts started. And let me tell you, they came walking through. They were in shape. They were ready to go, and they were committed to doing everything possible to make sure that they punched themselves a ticket to the state tournament again, and they did a great job. So they deserve to be commended on that. Just point out our seniors real quick. Wonderful job by all 4 of you. Carrie Weatherup. Well done, boys. Way to lead by example, way to work hard every day, and set a good example for everybody else on the ice. Thank you, and I appreciate it. So, season recap. I mean, like I said, we didn't really know what to expect. We lost a lot, and we were going to be young, but the boys put together one heck of a season. I mean, I think we finished 13-5-2 in the regular season. It's our best record in almost 10 years in the regular season. So, it's a heck of a way to deliver a solid season when, we weren't 100% sure what we're going to be able to put together out there. So well done, boys. We're able to win our first state playdown game in the same 9 or 10 years. And we lost a heartbreaker in the quarterfinals, falling to Taunton, quarter 3 in overtime. That was a tough one to swallow, but, it's good experience for everybody, and it's good experience knowing that they're all young and the majority of the team is coming back, so I'm really looking forward to next season. First, I want to announce our first team All-Star ACL Award winners. I'd like to point out one thing about these 3. We're in a league with some really good teams, and with that comes a heck of a lot of hockey players that are very good and deserving of being on this team. So the first team, all unanimous award winners for Nauset this year, all coaches, all the teams, didn't even blink twice about it. Chase Holm, Cam Hull, and Miles Waller. ACL Sportsmanship Awards. First for the varsity team, had a heck of a season. You know, he's one of those guys in particular where I wasn't sure, you know, what kind of year he was going to have, and he came in and he was a complete different player. Somebody that we hadn't seen the first 3 years, and he really was a key part to our team all season. Battled through an injury and continued to play, never said boo, just came to work every day. Our ACL Sportsmanship Award winner, Varsity character. Our JV Award winner is not here tonight, but I wanted to point it out, Ethan Keeney. Congratulations. And our freshman award winner for ACL Sportsmanship Award goes to Clayton Hussey. Now look, you know, one of the other coaches mentioned it earlier about, you know, one of the things about having a team that's successful is when you get to individual awards, it's very difficult to pick one or two guys to win those awards. You know, I reached out to the coaches when it was time to vote on these awards, and I got 4 or 5 different names back. And it's a really tough, it's a good problem to have because you know you have a good team and you know you have a lot of deserving young men, but you know, having to pick just one is not the fun part about being a coach. So, you know, bear with me, gentlemen. You all were part of something special this year. You know, but the first award this year is the Coaches Award. And for this one, I had 3 or 4 different guys that easily could win this award. And what separated this young man from everybody else was I decided, you know, to take the last 3 years of what he's done, and it just, all of that combined versus, you know, maybe just somebody from just this year or maybe even the last 2 years. And what a wonderful job he's done, how hard he works, how respectful he is, how much of a great teammate he is. This year's Coaches Award goes to Nate Godoli. And again, you know, the same holds true for the MVP award. I mean, if you don't have guys that score, you don't win. If you don't have guys that don't play defense, you don't win. If you don't have great goaltending, it's difficult to win. So you need everything. But this year, you know, we had a situation in the season, middle of the year, where we lost a defenseman to a head injury. And, you know, we were thin back there to begin with. And the amount of minutes that this young man had to play, and the amount of time that he spent on the ice and playing sick, in Sandwich in particular, with the flu, and playing almost every other shift and getting us a big win that we really needed there. You know, just set him above and beyond everybody else, in my opinion. This year's most valuable player goes to Cam Hall. Before we get to the varsity jackets, I just wanted to point out one other honor that I don't think many know about just yet. But Miles Waller was selected to participate in the Massachusetts-Connecticut Border Challenge in the All-Star Game. That's going to be March 31st up in Connecticut. It's a big honor. You know, we had a couple of nominees, and he was, you know, easily selected by the coaching staff of this team. They knew of him, and they knew the kind of year he had and the kind of player he was. So I just wanted to point out real quick that you know, he deserves a round of applause. Congratulations. Jackets this year, those winners are Gabe Pluro, Austin Hirschberger, thank you very much, and I'd like to introduce now the swim team head coach, Justin Williams.
Alan Gainey, Captain Ray Gainey, Becca Hudson, Captain Katie Walters. For the boys, we have Bennett Deering, Patrick Johnson, Captain Hunter McDonald, Captain Carlisle Nash, Captain Holman Norton, Ryan Fish, and Jake Whitfield. So our girls this season finished 4-3. Starting the season with a big win over Sandwich. We also picked up victories over Sacred Heart, St. John Paul, and Martha's Vineyard. Our losses came to a powerhouse Nantucket team that finished, I think, 6th in the state, and 2 very close losses to Barnstable and Bridgewater Raiders, each came down to the last night. We finished 3rd in both the Cape Cod Classic and the Bay Colony Conference Championships. It was at the championships that the following became Bay Colony All-Stars. Gabby Dodoli, Molly Redmond, and Delaney Smith. Gabby and Delaney each qualified for sectionals and states individually. Molly, Helen Gainey, Hannah Brunel, Katie Walters, Katie Kroll, and Abby Ricciardi joined Gabby on our relays at our sectional meet. The boys had an incredible 6-1 record, their only loss coming to Nantucket. They also finished 2nd in the Cape Cod Classic and Bay Colony Conference Championships. At the championships, the following 4 swimmers are in all-star recognition. I want you guys to stay up here for a second. Those 4 are Tanner Cornell, Jack Johnson, Carlisle Nash, and Coleman Noble. So, by the end of the season, these 4 boys are now responsible for 8 of the 11 school records that we hold. Thank you. These 4, along with Ryan Pish, qualified for both sectionals and states and individual events. John Zooks and Joey Carlson joined them for relays and sectionals. And at states with Brady Alden admirably stepping in when Ryan unfortunately fell sick. The boys finished 10th at the cell sectional meet, with a 2nd place finish from Jack in the 200 IM and a 3rd place in the 100 backstroke. Carlisle added a 13th in the 100 back, and Coleman added 12th place finishes in the 50 free and 100 free. Tanner joined Carlisle, Coleman, and Jack, set school records and finished 5th in both the 200 and 400 freestyle relays. At states, we also finished 10th. We had another 2nd place finish from Jack in the 200 IM and a 3rd place in the 100 breaststroke this time. At states, Coleman added an 8th place finish in the 100 free. For our sportsmanship awards, the girls' sportsmanship award goes to a swimmer who is consistently one of, if not the hardest worker at practice. She would always be counted on to push her teammates, and she would always swim some of the hardest events and rarely complain about it. Well, she's a swimmer. I'll deal with that. This year's Bay Colony Conference Sportsmanship Award goes to Abby Ricciardi. The Boys Sportsmanship Award goes to a swimmer that was thrown into a very difficult position last season. Those of you who were here last year know we had a much smaller boys team last year. This kid had never swum before and was put in a position to have to be one of our top 4 swimmers and have to be on our top relays. And he took that with, never hesitated. And this year, since we had one of our boys come back, he kind of had a reduced role in that sense. But he never hesitated. He knew what he needed to do for the team, and he handled it with such grace and poise that I've seen in the last 2 years. So our Boys Sportsmanship Award goes to Brian Pish. I know everyone kind of has different definitions for the Coaches Awards, but when I think of the Coaches Award, the three things I typically think about are team spirit, dedication, and a strong work ethic. So I have 3 Coaches Awards, one for each of those attributes. So our first Girls Coaches Award goes to someone that is the personification of team spirit. After taking a couple of years away from the sport, she returned this year with a constant smile on her face and a determination to work as hard as she could. She was willing to swim anything, and that often meant switching her events in the middle of the meet. She was a key member of our relays throughout the year, and with great pride that I present the Coaches Award to Hannah Brunel. Our second Girls Coaches Award goes to someone that is an absolute example of dedication. Due to the fact that our pool was only 6.5 feet deep, and Michelle said we couldn't dive head first into 6.5 feet water, this athlete was not able to practice with the rest of their team. In the past, we've been able to send divers to Sandwich, which is not great, but not awful. They wouldn't let us do that this year. So this girl traveled multiple days a week to either Duxbury or Dartmouth to dive. And boy, did it ever pay off. In just her first full year in the sport, she broke our 6 dive and 11 dive records in her first attempt at each format. She's just a freshman, so those records will continue to get better each year. With great anticipation of what's to come, that I present our second Coaches Award to Delaney Smith. For our Boys Coaches Award goes to a swimmer that is the model for work ethic. No one worked harder in the pool than this swimmer. His work paid off as he qualified for sectionals and states in 100 freestyle and 100 backstroke, as well as being the Bay Colony Conference champion in 100 backstroke for the second consecutive year. He was a key member of 2 record-setting relays, and I hope all future swimmers follow the lead of Carlisle Nash. Our girls MVP goes to a girl that was our best swimmer from day one. She could swim a number of different events, but focused on the 200 freestyle, qualifying for sectionals, and the 100 butterfly, qualifying for states. Her time was 103.72, puts her 4th all-time in Austin history, moving her just above my assistant coach, Leanna Wisman. Our girls MVP is Gabby DeGolden. Our Boys MVP Award goes to a boy who is without a doubt the best swimmer to ever swim Wisconsin. During the season, he set school records in the 200 individual medley, the 100 butterfly, the 100 backstroke, and the 100 breaststroke, as well as the second fastest time in history in the 200 freestyle, the 100 freestyle, and the 3rd fastest time in the 500 freestyle. He was undefeated during the regular season, including our league championships, and he didn't finish worse than 3rd at a sectional or state meet. He was also a key member of 2 new relay school records. Our boys MVP is Jack Johnson. We have 5 varsity club jackets. Let's go to Sarah Foley.
Yes, Sarah.
Kate Gainey. Siri Lindbergh. Jack Johnson. And Hunter McDonald. parents of the swimmers for getting kids to the pool at 6:30, 3 mornings a week. Thanks especially to those of you who made it to our meets and the time at our meets. I'd like to thank my mother, who's unfortunately not sitting here right now, she's walking around with my son. But she's our official scorer. She sits at the table and processes all the time and figures out the scores of the meets, and I couldn't do it without her. Thank you to Leanna. This is Leanna's first year with us, and she did an amazing job. And every morning that I would text her, tell her I got 3 hours of sleep the night before, and she just made her look like a champ, including I think the second grade practice. She's not here right now either, but I definitely need to thank my wife. We got a baby in October. I took 7 weeks off, and my first day back to school was also a 6:30 a.m. practice. So she let me coach because she knows I love it, and I couldn't make the whole season without it. Thank you. Thank you all for the job. We also have a lot of scheduling problems with early mornings and snow and trying to get through storms. Everything was great. Especially thank you to you guys. You guys all work hard. It's a great year. Look forward to the next one. Thank you very much.
I'm Ryan Coach, the head wrestling coach, and I'd first like to start off by saying thank you to John Madsen for always having our back in the athletic department, Ed McDonald for his continued support, showing up to the meets, and wishing us luck to practice. And as always, Michelle Pavlou for always having our back with weight certifications, injuries, and skin checks. So thank you guys. We really appreciate all the work you do for us. I'd also like to thank my assistant coaches. They're not here tonight. My volunteer, Brendan and Dylan Kasu. These guys gave up their free time and helped these guys out whenever they could. So I really appreciate everything they did. And then my right-hand man, Chris Gildenhouse, right here. This is our 3rd year together, and I can't imagine anybody else that could wake up at 5:30 in the morning and drive the vans to either Marshfield or anywhere else on a Saturday morning. So I really appreciate all the work he does too. The season recap, as you can tell, we have quite the short team. We went in 24 points to every dual beat down. So to come back from adversity, knowing that we were down, we're not going to most likely pull the match up. These guys wrestled hard all season and made great improvements. I'm really proud of where they've come and what all the hard work that they put in this season. So couldn't have asked for a better group of guys, and really happy for better things to come next year. I'd like to introduce our seniors. We got Owen Baker, Hunter Alexander, Sherman Merrill, and Eli Wilson. I've been here all 3 years in my coaching. Couldn't have asked for a better group of seniors to have. They show up day in, day out, put in all the hard work, whether they're sick, tired. They're a great example for these younger guys, and we're really going to miss them next year. Moving on to our awards, we got the first team All-League, ACL. It goes to this year 2 captains, Sherman Merrill and Eli Wilson. Now we're going to move on to our sportsmanship awards. 2 guys that, whether it's either at the meet or practice or wherever it is, these guys support their teammates no matter where we go. And the sportsmanship this year goes to Ethan Lucy and Aiden Hanville. Now we're moving on to the coaches' award. Everybody else also said that it's never easy picking just one person for the coaches' award. You guys show up day in, day out, like I've already said, and they give me 110%. It's really tough to pick the one person to get it, but this individual, it's been a great pleasure to have him for 3 years. He showed up every day, works hard. Most of the matches, he's gassed out, he's given everything he has. Can't even shake my hand and tell me how did I do, Coach? He's always gassed out. So I've always appreciated the effort that he gives in practice and at the meet, and really going to miss him next year, Sherman Merrill. Now moving on to the MVP. This individual, starting pretty much last year at the end of the season, decided right then and there he was going to be a better wrestler. He wrestled all summer long. He went to club. He's really dedicated himself to the sport. He is the second wrestler to get 100 wins in his career. He's also the second wrestler to make it to the New England tournament 2 times. And I'm proud to have coached this kid for 3 years, and that's Eli Wilson. We have one varsity jacket, and that goes to Hunter Alexander. Great season, guys. I look forward to next year. Hopefully we get some more incoming guys and better things to come. Have a great night, guys.
This is my 4th year doing this, and it seems like my first. First, I'd like to introduce and thank the Nauset girls basketball team, especially the seniors, Isabel Pellegrini, Emma Shackelford, and Kylie Vitale, who are I would like to thank our managers who were dedicated every day, doing the clock, helping out in any way, and they were there every day. I'd like to thank Emma Burke and Grace Santos. I'd also like to thank parents and everyone who helped out. Michelle, obviously, you heard it from everyone. John Madsen, Ed McDonald, all the way on down and up to the administration. Everyone was supportive, even when we were traveling from gym to gym. First 2 or 3 weeks, practicing in Harwich, practicing over here, that's all over the place. And thanks for your patience. Thank you. So, my recap is going to be short. The last year we had, I thought we overachieved a little. We finished 4-4 in the league, 16-4 regular season. Lost in the second round to Westwood. It was close. And I was excited about coming into this year. And like I told you guys last year, I said we have a team that could probably go all the way. And I usually don't say things if I don't mean it, and I meant it. And this year, they were very close, very, very close. Fortunately, we had some kids coming up to go in with the girls to play with the girls that we already had, and it created a lot of competition in practice, a lot of tough decisions as a coach, which is good, but not very easy to do as a coach, as most of the coaches know. But coaching is a tough thing, and as a coach, you have to make those decisions. And this year, we happened to go 8-0 in the ACL, first time we beat up. And those games were not easy. They were very hard, very trying, and we did it. And the last game against Marshfield, actually, we won with 1.3 seconds left. We were down by 1. Skylar Sanderson hit 2 free throws to win the game, which was wrong. We really relied on our defense. Our defense was a staple for us. We held teams, I think 11 teams under 30 points. But once we hit the playoffs, we had an unexpected visitor come in and play in the game. knocked down 8 threes. Avery Burns. And as a coach, you make decisions. I didn't play her much during the season. She wasn't doing the things that I needed her to do to play at that level, and I needed her to do it. By the end of the season, she caught on, started getting better, and I gave her more opportunities, and she came through. And it was an unbelievable game. We won that game. We moved on to the next game, Duxbury, who was a team that won numerous state championships. Great coach, great program. Down by 8, came back and won that game. Thanks to other heroics by Skylar with 3 3-pointers in that quarter, Avery. And, you know, not just saying them, but this was a team throughout the whole season. Everyone contributed. Like the coaches were saying, awards, it's a tough thing to do because everyone deserves it. But we won that, moved on to Pembroke. We won that, another comeback victory. Now we find ourselves in a South Sectional Finals, and with a chance to move on to play in the Boston Garden. In front of the big lights, all the press, the cameras, the fans. It was a great, you know, as a coach, and I know I see a lot of coaches getting emotional up here, and they, you know, to go and see your kids get on the bus, go to a place like that, and play in front of all those people and see everyone there to see you play is kind of like, wow, that feels good. Like, you know, all the work we did, you know, they're enjoying this. This is great. This is a great feeling, and that it is, and that experience alone was worth the season. It was really worth the season, and to lose, you know, it wasn't as bad because we still played defensively. We still did what we had to do. We held them to the lowest point total of their season, 40. They were scoring 70, 80 points a game. We just couldn't score. And we scored 23 points. Was it jitters? Was it nerves? Who knows? But it's something for them to learn from, and we won. So, I mean, you look at our season, I guess we've never won an ACL championship. 20 years since the girls have won a title. From what I heard, first time in like 30 or more years that we've made it to the South Sectional Finals. I mean, those are great accomplishments for any team. And like, you know, as we all hope everyone can achieve that. But for them, representing the school, representing you guys, with people just trying to knock us down, as you know, like they're trying to knock the hockey team, every team, it's us versus them attitude that we have. It's a great accomplishment. Now I'd like to share with you who made the first team all-league. And this is kind of remarkable that we had 6 people make the first team and really didn't have any complaints. It wasn't very easy for me to get 6 people. The first one is Avery Burns. Fran Vanilla. Michaela Hutchison. Reagan Mead. Corinne Moreski. Skylar Sanderson. For our second team, All-Star Sunny Green. Ashley Ross. For our Sportsmanship Award for Varsity, this is a girl, I mean, I struggle to figure out what these awards mean. Sportsmanship, coaches award. all these things, and then after I hear people, oh, this one should have got this. I don't know. Like, you know, to me, I think all the kids should get something, you know. And personally, we do enough of that during the season. You have to single people out and put people in different situations. It's great to reward someone, but for my sportsmanship award, this is a girl who's been playing varsity for the last 2 years. She doesn't play much, but she plays hard when she's in there. She practices hard. She doesn't complain. She's just someone like, you know, if I have young kids and there's a model that I want them to look at, personifies team, it's this girl. And hopefully she keeps getting better, and you know, you never know the way her work ethic is. She possibly comes in next year and helps the team. This girl is Ali Bezio. Our JP Sportsmanship Award goes to Sydney Griffin. Again, Coaches Award, what does that mean? This year, I was in a unique position where I had a lot of seniors last year who played a lot for me. This year, I mean, we had an influx of younger kids who were really good, and the competition was fierce. And, you know, my thing was, even 4 years ago when I started, I told all the older kids and younger kids, it's whoever I feel is the strongest. And I believe in that. And, you know, it's tough. My Coach's Award this year goes to someone who played a lot last year for me. This year had a different role, which is hard. But to my knowledge and from what I saw, she always kept her head on straight, always supported the team, was there for everyone, myself included, as a captain should. And this year's Coach's Award goes to Emma Shackle. MVP, another one that is very tough. I mean, last few years I could have given it to anyone. This player who I'm giving it to, since she's been here as a sophomore, last year she was freshman, she was great, 17 points a game. I mean, she was drawing double teams. You know, it's just, didn't give it to her last year. I mean, every kid, I feel there's 2 or 3 girls that definitely deserve it every year. Again, it's tough. This year, again, she didn't score a lot of points early, but we had more offensive threats, so she had to give something up, and which is important to be a team. You know, you got to sacrifice a little. She did that. Never complained. Vocal. Even though she wasn't a captain, she still acted as a leader. She worked harder because I had to push her. She didn't like to run all the time, but I had to push her. She'd yell at me, call me names sometimes. I put it in one ear and out the other and say, "You're running." I'm not playing. So, and I think to be a leader, you have to lead by example. And that's one of the things I told her. You know, it's not nice when I have to single you out because everyone sees it. And if you want to be a leader, you want to lead this team, they look up to you sometimes. You're an attraction. You're getting double and triple teamed every game. You're still coming through for us one way or another. But this girl, she had a great season again for her second season, and I'd like to present the MVP award to Skylar Singh. Our club jackets going to Fran Ganella. Ivy Vitale. Closing remarks, you know, I think I said enough. For those who were paying attention, again, these girls had a great season. They worked hard. I'm not an easy coach. I mean, I've coached at different levels. I've coached guys who played in the NBA, D1 players. So I push them, but as you see, they really achieved a lot this year. Hopefully they achieve more next year. Give a hand for it.
All right, thank you. I'd first like to introduce our seniors that are here tonight. Step forward when I call your name. Chad Edwards. Miles Pellegrini. And Jeremy Boyle. Well, our season ended a little earlier than we would have liked. We fought to the finish line. This season, we finished 10-8 overall and 4-4 in the ACL. We lost in the South Sectional quarterfinals on the road against Falmouth. We have now made the state tournament for 4 straight years. Looking back at our season, we had many ups and downs. Our boys had our best win in more than 8 years against Whitman Hanson in the South Sectional playoff first round. Our team enjoyed all of our moments together. Many team dinners, late practices, Eddie school nights early in the season, etc. This team focus, effort, and enthusiasm throughout the season was second to none. Separate from the team accomplishments, we had some really special personal moments. They ranged from Charlie Campbell's scoring records and complete games to Chad Edwards hitting big threes after big threes. To Jeremy Poyant's willingness to do whatever necessary for the team to win. To Bobby Joy jumping into a leadership role in the team. Bobby had an amazing second half of the season, ending in a dominating 26-point effort in our playoff win against Whitman Hanson. We are continuing to build the culture of this program at every age level. We continue to be appreciative of all the support of the students, the faculty, the staff, and fans of Nauset who supported us through the year. I speak for the players, coaching staff, that we will be prepared, excited, and committed to our next set of goals. At this point, I'd like to announce our first team All-League ACL players, Charlie Campbell and Bobby Joy. A second team All-League ACL award goes to Chad Edwards. Our ACL Sportsmanship Awards, Varsity, Bobby Joy. JV, Will Fisher, and freshman, Hayden Trudell. All right, our Coaches Award, Jeremy Poyant. Jeremy is the recipient of this year's Coaches Award. This young man is the example of a story that I will tell players throughout my coaching career. Jeremy has been through the ups and downs of competitive high school sports, but what Jeremy did was commit himself to being the best athlete, teammate, and basketball player he could be. He tried to outwork everyone in the past offseason. From when the season ended last year, he made a decision to get better. Every day, he'd be working out or preparing for this year. He is the example of what hard work can produce. He made himself into a player we couldn't take off the floor, and is also someone we all completely love and believe in off the court. He is the definition of this award. Charlie Campbell, MVP. Charlie Campbell is the recipient of this year's MVP award. Charlie has continued to dominate many aspects of the game for us this season. This year, Charlie became the 8th 1,000-point scorer in Nauset history. He also broke the Nauset single-player school scoring record. He is now, by my count, at 1395 in points. He's only a junior, and next year will be approaching the Cape and Islands all-time scoring leader record of 1705. He averaged around 25 points per game, but that's not all he does. His defense and rebounding keep us in most games. His all-around game over the last few years have been a pleasure to watch. We are lucky to have him for one more season. You better catch us often next season. We are proud to announce this year's MVP award to Charlie. We have varsity club jackets to give out to Spencer Jones. I wanted to give a special thanks to our team manager, Jackson. I'm so proud of the way he handles his job. He's valuable to our team, and our team is looking forward to having him back next year. In closing, I'd like to thank the Nauset Sports Booster Club for their support and hard work through the year. We thank you for everything you do for our athletic programs. We'd like to thank our AD, John Matson, and Principal Ed McDonald for your consistent support throughout the whole year. And as everybody does, thank you, Michelle, for everything you do for our program on a daily basis. And finally, most important, I think, the parents of the Nauset community, thank you for